Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about some very, very interesting and important news. And I want to put this all into the mode or the scheme of crisis mode or bull mode, and why the altcoins are running so hard, and put one specific altcoin into the spotlight of why it has pumped. That is Verasity, as you can see on the thumbnail. And then we are also going to go over the charts for Bitcoin, for Ecomi, and some other things, some other altcoins maybe, to see what's really happening at the moment. But all of that right after the intro. Good morning, everyone. And we have already some people here in the chat. Robert Freeman, hey, how are you doing, Free? And some other people I see coming in. So five people here, 6 people here. So smash up the like button, guys, if you want to support this channel, if you like this content. I have to make some quick announcements so that everyone who watches this later can enjoy it as well. So first of all, we are back from the vacation, which means that we are back with the daily live streams at 7:45 a.m. CET. You convert that into your time zone. So that means we are also here tomorrow with the live stream, and I cannot wait to get back with all of the stuff. Secondly, if you want to make use of timestamps, they will be available a couple of hours after the stream, whenever I get them in. So use the timestamps to find your favorite topics. And then finally, do your own research, right? So I usually forget to say this, but please, guys, just when I talk about, especially when I talk about altcoins, like yes, last time we talked about the blue chip, Chainlink, okay, but please look into it yourself. It's so crucial. Maybe we can discuss it in a video or in the next one, how important it is to take a closer look. Now, again, please smash up the like button as hard as you can to get more people in here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And if you like these live streams, tick the little bell to get notified. And most importantly, if you want to support this channel, it is enough to smash the like button. But if you want to do more, then you can become a rare hodler, just as the people that you see here on the background screen that are channel members. If you're a channel member, you are supporting the live stream as a sponsor, meaning I do not take other sponsorships at the moment other than your support. So I thank you very much. So let's see in the chat here. Usually in America, dead asleep, but I'm in the same time zone as you now for vacation, and now I can watch live. Hey, how are you where are you traveling, Mexico? G Money says, morning coffee, owe me up. I hope I translated this right, but yeah, that's actually true. So maybe let's start quickly with the crisis mode, and then we go into the bull mode, because we get some conflicting signals, right? So the macro is ultra bearish and fear of extreme recession and debt and I don't know what. And the crypto sphere is, I mean, many people are bearish in the crypto sphere, but the signs that crypto is sending us is more bullish. So let's get into it here, maybe with the biggest or the scariest of all. US national debt jumps 275 billion in a single day and accumulated $500 billion in the last 2 weeks alone. So apparently that is running away. So that's not a little bit, that's a lot of debt, right? So we have here the basis and the grounds for the scare in the broader stock markets. The other one is, I did not pull up an article, but it's like inverted yield curve. So that long-term bonds are short-term bonds, I think it's short-term bonds that are yielding more than long-term bonds, and therefore people trying, and banks also trying to get rid of them. But overall, like the newly emissioned bonds for I think 10 and 30 years are going up hard in percentage. Anyways, not too good the signs here. Jordan Stout says, I'm up late and here. That's great. Thank you very much for that one. Real J Fox, good morning from Finland. Good morning to Finland. I hope you have your... What do you drink in Finland? Hopefully also some form of morning coffee. The Mexican says UK, Munich, Berlin, Athens, Santorini, Prague, Vienna, Bratislava. Whoa, a whole... So this seems to be a round trip, right? Jordan says, don't worry about the debt. We just fired our house speaker. I have complete faith in a sustainable budget in another 45 years. Yeah, but the good news on this is, as far as I read, is that the new house speaker is Bitcoin friendly, right? I don't know if that helps anything, but I read about this. Real J says, have you noticed that BTC has made history by having more new addresses than ever before in a bear market, almost the same amount than in 2021 bull peak? Yeah, we have seen the addresses rise to all-time high. I have not particularly noticed this news, but we have looked from time to time on the live stream on the addresses going up on Bitcoin to close to new all-time highs, let's say. Even in the bear market. But we are going to talk about percentages and Bitcoin addresses and what do you need to be like a big boy right now. Felipe is here as well. Good morning. Coffee. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so coffee in Finland, coffee in Germany. The Mexica is around the entire Europe. So I'm sitting here in Munich, obviously, but I was traveling as well in the last couple of weeks, so that's why we are doing things a little bit we were a little bit slow on this channel for the last weeks, but that's over now we are going to fire from all cannons, right? As Real J Fox said, as Jordan said, don't worry about the debt, and that's what the government basically says. Biden cancels another $9 billion in student loan debt days after payment restart. So this is funded over several different programs. So there is relief for the people that have to pay back. What I found really scary is, so we all know that our educational systems, like in the US, in Germany, in Europe, they're not teaching finances, right? If they would, people would not take on these programs, right? These massive debt just to study. Because I saw this here, nearly 51,000 borrowers who have been in repayment for at least 20 years are getting relief thanks to a recount of their past payments. But look at this, who have it. So you study to be already in debt for 20 years after that. That means that either you study to not get enough to return this quickly, which is more likely than not the case for most of the people, or the cost of that studying is so high that is not basically not worth doing, maybe. I don't know. But 20 years to repay student loan is a hell of a lot. And if people wouldn't come out of college and schools directly to university, and they would already have financial educations, they would not say, okay, paying back like 20, 30 years student loans, that's worth it, right? So, good morning, Luke, what's going on? So I think this is very scary, but here another 9 billion in student loan relief. Now, did Joe Biden paid this from his own pocket? Probably not, right? The government doesn't have money, only the taxpayer. So in the end, basically, this relief is being paid by the rest of the people and also by the people that went straight to work and did not take on any debt. So yeah, kind of that's how a social real allocation state works. But you probably, more likely than not, this is not going by increasing the tax, this is going by printing money, right? And when we turn back on the money printer, this is coming out of the government debt, and the debt gets printed away by money, and then the inflation hits the people. That's how it works. So let's talk about good news, positive news, because Ripple has just won another big deal, and this is one of the key factors why altcoins are pumping. Free says, I became a pastry chef by learning at the school of hard knocks. Yeah, exactly. That's one way or the other. Life teaches you a big lesson, and I think that. So, for example, let's say you have come in the last bull run and you took a hard lesson on being down on your portfolio, like 60, 70, 80, 90% maybe, or via DCAing, even 50%, even though DCAing, right? You learn a hard lesson in a very quick way that's probably cheaper than this. And it is a lesson that's worth so much for your life if you have not been shaken out. I think that's the real deal. Yo, Jordan, what's going on? Yo, I just want to. I waited with this. I waited with this until Jordan is here, but I'm going to show it right now. So Jordan sent me this poster of Zoro from One Piece, because he knows that I'm a big One Piece fan, and this is one of my favorite characters. So he sent me this poster, and I just have to figure out where I put this up so we can see it on stream. So it needs to be something like behind me. But thank you for sending this over. I mean, Jordan sits in Australia, I sit in Germany, so that's absolutely crazy. Now that I'm done traveling, we have to do our live streams, right? And that means also that we need our 200 million Omi boy, Jordan, on stream. Yeah, so someone says, Jordan, that vid was awesome. I didn't see that yet, so we have to check it out after the stream here. Now let's get back to the big news. Ripple just won another big deal against the SEC, because basically the justice system denied their appeal. Yeah, so the SEC tried to appeal against this court's decision that most parts of Ripple are and the way it has been launched are security. They tried to appeal against that decision that this is not a security. Sorry about that. And the court says no, you cannot appeal. That's a big win, because if the SEC cannot appeal, that sets precedence for the other altcoins, and that is very bullish for the altcoin market, right? Now let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin, because I promised this also. So here's what you need to be in the top holders of Bitcoin, and I hope you can see this depending on the size of your screen. But basically, there are different holder ranges, and this is the percent of addresses distribution, right? So it's not a top ranking, but it shows you how much percent of all of the addresses of Bitcoin hold how much Bitcoin, right? And for example, you see here, if you have more than 1 Bitcoin, only 1.7% of all addresses have between 1 and 10 Bitcoin, and then you have 10 to 100 with the 0.3, and then it all stops. So you can already see here that if you hold more than 1 Bitcoin, you are in the top 2% of all Bitcoin addresses. Now, if you consider that some of the big entities and whales have their cryptos or their Bitcoin scattered out on many different addresses, right? This puts you into the definitely into the top 2%, right? So here you see more than one Bitcoin, you are in the top 2%. If you have 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin, 0.1 is at the moment, I think around, it's not, I think it's around 2,800 dollars. You are already in the top 8.57% of all addresses, right? So yeah, the relation gets a little bit different if you consider, for example, that every time you buy Bitcoin on another exchange, you get a new address, right? So your ledger has an address and all of your wallets on exchanges have an address. So the total number of addresses is actually lower. And that's also the reason why there are a ton of addresses that just don't have any, that only have a shard of Bitcoin left over, right? But if you have anything between 0.1 and 10 Bitcoin, right, 0.1, I think everyone should have a portion of Bitcoin in their portfolio, right? Jordan says, thanks Gmoney, it was really fun making that vid, took a while though. I'm down for some love streams. Love streams, that's good. Yeah, I think I have no problem to have a love stream with you. People would enjoy that. Green Lantern is here as well. Good morning to Heidelberg. Green Lantern HD, welcome to the stream. Real J Fox says 200 million Omi Jordan. Damn, I bought 10 million at about 007. Oh, yeah, rip. But hopefully DCA'd a little bit more to get down the average. I think Jordan has more than 220 excuse me, 220 million Omi. Okay, now this one, I posted this on Twitter earlier, but I want to repeat it. So in this climate that I mentioned in the beginning of, are we going into a massive collapse with the world economy, or are we going to rally out because things are not as harsh as we may see it? The Fed pauses, turns back on, the money printer causes a massive bull run before we completely get wrecked. In the face of all of this, whales, and this is the most important thing, look at what smart money does, what smart money is building. Whales, the top 10 addresses hold the highest amount of tether, USDT on exchanges, and combined wallets of USDT, right? Since a long time. So the amount of tether of exchanges has picked up, increasing from 17.6% to 24.7%, approximately the highest amount of stablecoin buying power in 6 months. The 10 largest addresses have also upped their USDT holdings from 7 billion to 9.4 billion in 3 months. So whales are stacking up dry powder to infuse immense amounts of money into the market. They would not do that if they wouldn't see a chance to increase their money bags, right? So that is the only reason why these guys are buying these crazy amounts of stablecoin to nuke this into the market at a certain point. Now, are they waiting for a pullback? Maybe. Or are they waiting for specific indicators from economy to build up? But this is bullish, right? So interesting in my opinion. Now, let's look at one formation here from Rec Capital. What they are basically saying is one last pullback, maybe, if we do not break out here directly, but then we get another pullback down to about 20,000 in their opinion before we go completely crazy, right? Because we had it in the same way before. We had it before here for Bitcoin. So we had our bear market bottom before. We ran up to this trend line, trickled down, had our C crisis scare. So now we could have a crisis scare as well, right? And then from there we have our run up. That is one theory, right? So this is also like a a second crash, a second pullback before we rally. From the timing, it fits perfectly, but here this was a mega black swan, so it's unclear if we can really come back in the same way, right? But nonetheless, us hitting our head here right now and maybe having a pullback is not out of the cards. So Bitcoin is less than 200 days away from its halving, has rejected from lower high. The next 140 days may present the last ever opportunity to buy in the low or even sub 20s. When and where could Bitcoin bottom on a potential correction? Right, so that is a very good question, and obviously we had tremendous, we had very big or very good months, right now. And this could be somewhat of a big disbelief rally also, right? Because we do hear this, we are going to collapse back to 12,000, the bottom is not in yet, and so on. We do hear all of that, right? And yet, we are here, sitting at 27,000 and above, right? Yet, some people are calling still for sub 10k Bitcoin and so on because of the macro environment. But if we see it, we have the third best September behind us in history. Actually, we were 4.7% positive on a September that usually plays out largely negative. You can see this here, right? So the worst September that we ever had was in 2014, a 20% pullback. But if you see this year, usually September is a bad month, not a good month, right? Now we're in crisis environment and still September is a good month. Now, we have to also see that not every September is pre-halving September, but anyways, right? So, that is something to keep in mind. Let's talk quickly about Bitcoin before we go into some altcoin, because I think that's the best to see right now. So, and when I say talk about Bitcoin, let's quickly talk about the dollar, because the dollar, the DXY, so the dollar strength against other currencies is still on the rise. Don't get fooled by this. We are still on the rise here. But the overall macro still implies downtrend, right? But if we are looking at this, we have a massive rally. I mean, we are rallying, and now we are having some kind of a pullback. This is, sorry, I have to refresh. This is something that, now we are in weekly, but also in the weekly. I mean, we can see it good enough in the weekly, right? So this is a big rally, and we cannot forget that this pullback can go down to the trend line, and we can continue to rally as long as other currencies are doing worse than the dollar. This could be going up, and traditionally this is bad for stocks and bad for crypto. Yet we are holding up really good compared to what usually happens when the dollar is on a rally. Usually when the dollar is on the rally, we get absolutely smashed, absolutely hammered. Right now, we are still standing really good for Bitcoin. My theory is that once we lose this trend line, once we start to roll over and collapse, that will be our parabolic move for Bitcoin. That will initiate our mega rally for Bitcoin and then also for altcoins. Yet, we have seen that on this pullback, or on these pullbacks, altcoins have been doing extremely well, right? So I think if we continue to this rally, then we also could see our Bitcoin pullback. If we lose this level, I think we just rally out for Bitcoin. No matter what, the stock market gets more wrecked at the moment than crypto. Crypto is extremely bullish still on this whole upside, right? So let's look at Bitcoin, and also here we get mixed signals, right? Upside, downside. And I really want to hammer this home, because we have two very conflicting signs coming for Bitcoin here. Let me just refresh. So if we're in the Bitcoin weekly right now, but you see it a little bit better here. I will open this for you guys here. Let's get the chat correct here. So, okay. So what we have said since a long time is when we coil up here, which we did, broke our trend line, we could be forming something like this, right? Some head and shoulders from a technical standpoint and then crash, right? To 20,000 maybe, right? I took a little bit more conservative one here on 22,500, but that's only to get myself reminded where we could still be going. The other side is that we have some double bottom scenario somehow, right? Because of having here some kind of a neckline and have some double bottom scenario. Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves is, are we more, right? Something like this. Are we bearish, right? Or are we more bullish? What do we have in front of us? And again, what do we have in front of us? We have in front of us spot Bitcoin ETF being more likely than not approved. That is bullish, right? In the moment this happens, breakout. We have in front of us election year in the US, massive government spending. We already see it, 9 billion in student loans. Just, hey, forget it. Government pays it, right? Money printer, more stimulus for the folks, more money for the folks is positive, right? We have the halving, positive. Okay, but the halving, and there was one more fact. Quantitative easing will come back at some point, and that would be bullish, right? Now, the other side is we have all that government bond yields, we have China in crisis, we have high interest rates and bank failings and so on. Yes, that is macro bearish, short-term bearish. So what we really need to observe here is what is bullish, what is bearish at the moment now, and what is more important for crypto. And I think obviously spot Bitcoin ETF more important for crypto, but there's more. The SEC is losing investment battle after investment battle. In these SEC losses and in this turmoil, the big asset managers are filing Ethereum future ETFs. Are filing new Bitcoin ETF plans, right? Stuff like that. So in my opinion, we have really two big mixed signals. And in the end, I would say it comes all down to liquidity. It comes all down to liquidity where we are headed, right? So in the end, if we get a signal that more liquidity is being sucked out of the market by, for example, another rate hike, then I think we can see another break to the downside to this level before we come up. Because if this comes now and we form a little shoulder, if this comes in now, like news, hey, Fed Chair Powell says we are going to hike November, December, then probably we dump, right? We dump and then we get our entry before the massive run up. If the spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved right now, then it's moon mission directly. I think that's where we have to look. Now you could say, hey, patient hodler, you were saying it can go up or go down. Thank you for that information. 30 minutes of talking, and that's what you tell me. That's exactly what I'm telling you. We have to look at the signs and also look at this just to make it complete. We have this mega 200 moving average, right? Hitting our head, bearishly retesting at the moment, but this is an inflection point where we also, if you look at long-term bear market confluence, breakout confluence and resistance, overhead resistance, we're knocking on this since a long time, right? On this overhead resistance here. So that's really where we are right now. And 1 second. Get this a little bit better. So in my opinion, and this is the weekly, right? So I mean on the daily, we see it even clearer how much we are hitting our head on this overhead resistance. Once this is broken, I think we are going to test back our overhead the biggest resistance that we ever had. Yeah. And then we will see. Um, Jordan says lower low would be below 16k. I don't see it below 23 US dollar for BTC for sure. NFA. Jordan, I think you will be financially okay. So the Veve Zombie said before, sorry for not seeing that, if we create a lower low that has never happened in a bull run before and would break trend, if that does happen and we break below 24,700, we are going to get wrecked big time, and it won't come back for a very long time. Not financial advice. Yeah, so maybe let's take this one on for a little bit more out of Bitcoin here, because I really want to show how this looks. So for us to form a macro lower low, a macro, not going like this and then because this, in the end, if you see this as a local top, right, you have something like an A, B, C, you could see that, right, ABC correction. For us to form a macro lower low, you have like this. If you crash, this is an uptrend, right? Even if we crash to 20,000, this is an uptrend. For us to form a lower low, we need a waterfall crash to go down here, right? To go below this line, and that is a massive, massive collapse. We would need something that exceeds the C crisis, yeah, to form something like this. I don't see it, honestly. Even with all of the macro turmoil that we have right now, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I've been told by fathers that I will be living with my parents soon. Hey, there's living with the parents is a good thing, right? I mean, if you like your family and stuff like that, it's not a problem. But I don't really see it. And also, you cannot forget. I mean, you're a successful entrepreneur. So I mean, probably the people that told you this are more broke than you are. So than you would be if everything goes to zero, right? So usually an entrepreneur can always come back from that. But yeah, I don't see us going beyond this like 20,000, something like that, right? It would look like this, more or less, into the halving. But the point of us having another pullback that goes somewhere to these levels here, that is not out of the cards. And I want to show this to you also in the logarithmic chart here a little bit. So the logarithmic, because otherwise you cannot see anything. So this is Bitcoin in its entire history, right? And usually, if we zoom into the previous bear markets, we always had that other pullback, right? So for example, if you take this bear market low here, where is it? Let me get a price label. There is a price label. So this is the bear market bottom, and then you have another pullback here. I think that's another. So you already rallied to 314. This looks small, but if we zoom in, it's not that small, right? So you already had rallied to 311, and you got another pullback, 36%, before we really went into the rally, right? Into the parabolic move. So here's your bear market bottom and then your pullback, right? So, and then in the next one, you had your bear market bottom at 3,000, and then you had your pullback, let's take the wick, to 3,800, right? In the big C scare. So it's not out of the ordinary, right? This is a 60%, this was overshot, but a 30% pullback, or even maybe you can calculate this from here, mega pullback of 70% after. Look at this rally though. Out of the bear market bottom, you have like a 300% rally, and then you have a 70% pullback, and then we went into our last market, right? And now we have a 15,000 pullback, 15,000 bottom, and I mean, right? So you see this? It happened 2 times here as well, and maybe, yeah, if you want to take the earliest, yeah, I mean, I don't know if this makes sense, but I mean, you have a pullback here as well, right? So probably not making sense to look at this, but anyways, so that is what I have to say, or how I see the market. If you see the market differently, then you have to obviously run a different strategy. Real J Fox says, maybe you have to buy an island with a castle for your parents and then move in just for the fathers. You call it Omi 1, Omi Island 1. I said if Omi ever does something like crazy, where even a couple of million Omi does something crazy and I buy a yacht, I call it Omi 1. Jordan says, my trader friend RKNS basically all upside after this next last dip. Yeah, and if you look at, I don't have it here for us, but if you look at the Wall Street cheat sheet, you're basically looking at a disbelief rally here, right? Even if, and especially if we have a pullback here, this would be a picture perfect disbelief rally if we have a pullback here, and then the moment that we take out this and go to 47,000 somewhat, then people will be, oh, I think they are right, the bull market is back. But right now there are more fudders or more doubters or more negativers or bears than bulls. Guys, we have 25 people in here. Smash up the like button for these morning live streams if you enjoy them, if you like them. I want to talk altcoins with you guys, because altcoins, and I get this quickly out of the way, the chat is coming back in a second, don't worry. But altcoins at the moment are on a tear. Look at this. Wemix leading the charge with 83%, Link up 30% on a month, Render 26%. But there are also other altcoins like Verasity, for example, that are absolutely killing it. I think Verasity must be the, it's not in the top 100, but in the top 300, I think. So yeah, 24 hours. Let's see. Where is Veracity? Maybe it's not even in the top 300, right? Yeah, and here in the top. But anyways, Veracity is like, Veracity here is like up 67%. So I have, because the rest is just, I don't know what that is. I have chosen for us to look quickly at Veracity because some people here are also invested in Veracity. I've only a little bit, unfortunately, because I was not really believing in what is going to happen. But I want to discuss today, because last time we had discussed Chainlink, I want today discuss why Veracity pumped so hard. Oops, that is another one. So Veracity burns the entire war chest of 10 billion tokens and explores new chains for 90 billion POV marker token separation following a landmark community-led consultation. And this is only short. After that, we are going to continue, obviously, with Ecomi and Veve. But here, Veracity burns 50% of its maximum supply. And this is why people, obviously, why 100% pump can follow this, but because if you're bullish on Veracity so Veracity is a coin that is basically powering a video streaming platform for gaming content makers, and they've been down bad in the bear market, and now with the community they've decided to burn 50% of maximum supply following one of the largest community consultations in crypto history, with further plans to move 90 billion tokens currently reserved for data circulation to a new blockchain. So, open to over 500,000 community members and token holders, Veracity community consultation marks inflection point for the project, which has transformed its position in the market through a strong focus of commercial adoption and transparent communication. So just one thing here, because some people always don't know, or that you cannot trust many when altcoins are discussed. Many content creators get paid to do promotions. I am not affiliated with Veracity, nor do I hold a big bag. I have like $100 of Veracity or something like that, so nothing. So full transparency here. I'm not affiliated whatsoever. I'm not able to pump my bags here, or not a significant bag. I just want to inform you why Veracity is up so much, and why it is maybe worth to keep an eye on, maybe when Veracity has a bigger pullback on that coin, right? So maybe also looking at the chart, what is happening right now. So this is what has followed this or what has been coming out of this announcement is a big pump. And what we see here, and we see that in many, not all of the altcoins, but in many altcoins already, breaking their 50 moving average and then forming a higher low. So basically the altcoins are doing what we are suspecting Bitcoin is doing in a broader scale. It's like that there is a higher low, right? And this is a clear uptrend on the macro. This is the weekly chart for Veracity, right? So I just want to, in general, by taking this one altcoin, showing you, and if you pull up altcoins on TradingView, many of them look like this. And also look at this here. Is this the arrow? No, this is just an arrow up. Where's my... Oh, there we go. So look at this here down below, the volume. So we had one time the bottom buying, right? Mega volume breakout, and here another big volume influx into the coin. So there's a lot of liquidity. There is a break above, potentially a weekly close above this moving average, and then probably a pullback that is already... is already starting. Now it's a sell the news event, right? You see this here. So no reason, in my opinion, to FOMO into... By the way, where's the RSI? Is this the RSI? Let me see here quickly. So just just to discuss this. I mean, Veracity is... the RSI won't open somehow, right? I don't know why. Anyways, doesn't matter. Probably we are big time overbought, and this is probably the end of this move up. Maybe pullback to the moving average potentially, and that could be something to get in. If you want to get in, do your own research on this coin, because it has pumped significantly before. Probably we are going to see something like this before we pump again. But if you see, if you would take, let's say, if this coin now with half of the circulating supply that it had before comes back to all-time high, that would be a solid 12x, right? So yeah, this could be a good... it's a good return, but it could be better. Like on a pullback, you could make it maybe to where it goes. Like, let's say if it pulls back to this moving average and comes back to all-time high, it's a 15x, right? So Charles Delgado says, "What up? Was ist los? My son is half German and I'm in NYC. I have 5k in USD on standby, and I'm hoping OMI will hit 006 again. What do you think?" Yeah, that's the perfect question, I think, to bring us to our OMI chart. So this was just a quick look in why Veracity is pumped, how Veracity looks right now, and how it reflects what's going on in the altcoin space in general. If you pull up different altcoins, you are seeing it. Let's look at Ecomi, because the question is already here. Ecomi is looking super strong. And Jordan says, "I think it will hit 006, but I think you mean 0006. I think it will hit 006, and I'm not sure if we will see 0006 again." So this is guys, whoever followed me on the last stream since weeks knows that we have, since this pullback here, drawn this in exactly how it's playing out right now. If you don't believe me, go back. We literally said the best thing that could, this, I hate this on TradingView that this happens all the time, but yeah, the best thing that could have, and guys, you remember, the best thing that could happen, we said, was if we form somewhat of a rounding bottom here, right? Something like we do at the moment. Come coiling up and closing this neckline, and on this breakout, we are going to double, like we're leaving the 000 zone. This would be, and just let me, oh yeah, we are still on logarithmic, I think. Yeah, there we go. Now we are out of logarithmic. So this would be a massive inverse shoulder, head, another shoulder maybe like this. Then we would be in the end of October, breakout, retest, pump, right? That would be the perfect scenario. Obviously, we are in a pullback still. We can still come down, but the shoulder can look like this. That doesn't matter, right? We can just not lose macro level and come back down, form a new low. That would be really, really bad. But at the moment, and this would also be a cup and handle, does the same trick, right? And that's where we get our breakout point this here, right? Take the scenarios. Let's say we break out here somewhere in October, November, brings us up to 1.7 cents over time, if that would play out like this. But obviously we cannot be sure until the formation gets confirmed by closing here and breaking out, and then the retest here gives us a breakout confirmation at already 0011. That's where we have the major confluence playing out since many, many months, right? So in my opinion, that's it. We are looking at this since I don't know how long already, that this is a massive rounding bottom. This is a massive rounding bottom that we could get here. So yeah, I can only say this is strong. Nonetheless, we are now hitting our head at the moving average. We could pull back from here once again to test this line, and in a more macro-like form, something like this, coil up, right? So we don't know how exactly this will look. We don't know if this will be it, but if this is it and closes like this, we are going to see big pampanaccio, right? Philip says, on which exchange can we buy this coin? Verasity. Verasity. I think I bought it on Bitpanda. But I think it's on many let me see just here. Let me see the Verasity. Where's the Verasity? Verasity. There we go. Let me tell you. On KuCoin, on Uniswap, on Bitfinex. That's how you look if you can. That's how you look if you can buy the coin, right? But it's on many Gate.io, OKX, Gate.io. I don't buy on Gate.io anymore because they have such a low volume. Crypto.com, BitGet, Maxi, Ascendex. I don't buy on Ascendex anymore as well because yeah, it's just not worth it. Yeah. So yeah, there's a ton of exchanges. Just look it up on CoinMarketCap, so that you can see where you can get the coins. Sometimes I get on MetaMask, but yeah, okay. So I think he meant Veracity. Omi, I know. Yeah. It is on Bitforex, Bitfinex. Yeah, Bitforex. I don't know. I didn't see Bitforex there, but in general, I think KuCoin is very good to buy smaller coins because they usually get listed very, very, very quickly on KuCoin. This Maxi account or Maxi exchange seems to be okay. A lot of YouTubers are having referral links and chilling that at the moment. Jordan says, "Wonderful, a doubling, so I can break even with my own." Yeah, I think if we hit 0017, I'm already I'm somewhere at 0% or so. So yeah, and that would be great if we can hit that before we even go into the halving. It could happen like in the year-end rally or something like that. If it's more or less clear that we are in the next bull run for Bitcoin, that would be great. But we are losing too much time, and I have to move forward here. So let me see. Yeah, so this one is. I think this is important to discuss. Orbis Technologies, Veve Ecomi, has removed blockchain from their name. And you know that I'm not shy of criticizing. So I'm also not shy of pointing things out that I do not like too much. And that is this rename here. So we see here clearly in this company information of Orbis renaming. Previous company name Orbis Blockchain Technologies Limited. New company name Orbis Technology Limited. So no blockchain technologies anymore. And this goes right into the FUD that the Veve collectibles are not blockchain based and yada yada. But I also understand the move and the theory why this move is happening for Ecomi and Veve is because many partners don't like to be associated with blockchain at the moment, because the narrative of blockchain is still dominated as something shady, as something FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, and so on. So this is probably why the mother company, the holding, so to say, of Ecomi and Veve has undergone this renaming. Nonetheless, we will see right now at New York Comic Con if we are still talking about NFTs as Marvel did for a while, or if we are back to digital collectibles, because NFTs are clearly associated with blockchain technology, obviously, and we want that this stays in the Web3 realm. And I think they will go back to just hammering on that narrative, on that specific NFT Web3 blockchain narrative once the bull market is back. Then we will be back to that narrative, I'm pretty sure. Felipe says, thanks, I'm using Bitforex, Ascendex, Binance, Coinbase Pro, and for me it is annoying to use more and more exchange. Yeah, it's annoying. I think, but I think though KuCoin, I think this is not, so I'm not affiliated. I have to say this more and more because otherwise people are coming and like, you're shilling your I do not have referral links and so on. So I have made a KuCoin account. Why? Because in the last bull run, when the last bull run took off, all the small coins that were exploding were getting listed on KuCoin before everything else. So KuCoin is really an exchange where you can get into smaller coins before they are listed on the other stuffs, on the other exchanges. So maybe it's worth making an account there, but obviously research the exchange for yourself first. But probably that's something where you can get into a lot of altcoins that you want to get in early if you want to get in other altcoins. Jordan says, I've tiptoed into this in 2021, bought small chunks up and then small chunks all the way down this long backside. Yeah. That unfortunately happened with many of us, but I mean, that's how you learn, right? Nice, I just bought a lot around 0006 to drop my average a lot. Have you guys tested Bumper Protocol? I actually have bought a little bit of Bumper just recently, but tested I have not. Tell us more, Real J Fox. Tell us more about Bumper. I've bought a little bit. So just reminding us, also I have to say this post is from June the 3rd, 2021, but it says here the Veveverse is rolling out later this year, giving you more customization and so on. So right now Veveverse is in big beta testing. Some people are reporting on beta testing that they have been completing their homes and so on. So maybe New York Comic Con could be something where we get new hints dropped at Veveverse. It should be coming out probably. I think they should be waiting until we have bull run confirmed, but we don't know yet. Yeah. Jordan says not yet. I hold a good amount of bumper. Okay, I have to increase my bag, I think. So yeah, maybe I'll put some more money into bumper. If this maybe this is a couple of multiples that this will get, this super small market cap. So be very careful with coins like this. What I think what's also worth discussing today is once again the user growth, because we are at the point where we do not have so much exciting drops at the moment, and this is the first time that I can remember that user growth is stagnant and falling off for a longer time, just by a little bit. But we see here that we came from a high or local high of 798 to 695, so we lost around 100 wallets here. So yeah, this is sell off. This is happening, so we should be aware of this happening. Let's quickly look at the state of the market, and then we look at the then we have to look at the Veve Twitter side. Just let's look at the X tracker quickly of Veve Fox. Also, I've seen Veve Fox is back on YouTube with a lot of analysis on Veve stats, so that is good to see. So Bezosman is heading to 30,000 collectibles, and is still accumulating roughly 1,000 collectibles per week. And then we also have some others that are now increasing their buying by a couple of hundred. So we have observed this wallet number 15 for a while, buying a lot. So yeah, I get this out of the way so you can see it here. Number 15, 244 collectibles, and Bezosman, the big man here, with 1,000 collectibles in the last 7 days. So that is really good. Smash up the like button if you like our whales. Now, Veve, obviously, we have Veve going to New York Comic Con. And obviously with a big Funko partnership, we are looking forward to see more of that. I say it once again for the 25 people that are here, and smash the like button if you appreciate that. Make sure you stay tuned during that whole NYC with some gems in the app to get the secret drops. There could be secret drops. At San Diego Comic-Con we saw 2 secret comic drops that have been launched unannounced, just appeared in the app, and I think it was around midnight. Was it around 11 or midnight CET? So it was in the evening of Europe. So this could be interesting. So make sure to keep that in the back of your head, to stay tuned, because you can make some extra gems by just getting some of these if you are around. So maybe in the evenings, constantly scanning your Veve app from time to time could be worth it. Also tell your friends or your community if you see the drop, so that they can get an edge. Yeah, last time I didn't get anything. Then we have another digital partnership besides Funko with Christian Louboutin, which is a designer, shoe designer. So we have that promo video that we are seeing here right now that has been issued, and there will be a drop of these shoes that we just saw here in the video on Veve. This is a partnership with Marvel. So you see here the Marvel. So you saw here the Marvel shoe, right? Where is it here? So this is going to be a digital partnership, and this is big in my opinion, because I mean that's probably one of the big future applications of NFTs, to have a digital item that gives you the right to own and the certificate of ownership to a physical item. And so it works both ways, right? You buy a digital one and you can redeem a physical one, or you buy a physical one and you can have a digital accessory. So this is very interesting in my opinion. Now this is probably going, because this is a partnership with Marvel, this is probably going to be used on New York Comic Con, right? We see it here. So crafted in honor of the collaboration between Louboutin World, this is the channel, and Marvel, this Sea Warrior Special Edition digital collectible embodies the spirit and audacity and innovation that defines this remarkable partnership. Discover the collection in Christian Louboutin's selected boutiques and here is an article about this here you see the site, right? This is a Marvel collection, and look at the prices of these things, right? Sea Warrior, here we have it on the site. You cannot see it. This is the shoes that are basically coming as a Marvel edition. These are coming as a digital collection now to Veve, and we will see how the physical interaction looks like. But look at this. I mean, this version is worth $3,500, or I don't know if it's worth, but that's a price, and probably people are paying that price. And you see here that this is an Infinity Stone collection, basically, right? The purse gives the clue. So very interesting for an NFT partnership. So I think that's the big news here for Christian Louboutin and Marvel and Veve. So we see Funko Marvel Veve, Louboutin Marvel Veve. So there's a lot going on. This Marvel partnership really is big for Veve. Prepare to step in the realm where craftsmanship meets legendary storytelling. I think that's what Veve also is about. Aside from the bumper token, you can earn some really juicy yields, says Real J Fox, not my opinion, his opinion. ATM as a maker by providing USDC to the protocol over 10% by month, and same time if you protect your ETH downside with 90% floor. You can earn some bumper tokens, and when you protect your ETH position, obviously if ETH price goes up, your protection floor goes up. That's the revolutionary idea about it. Yeah. So that is very interesting. This idea of basically having a protocol that insures you against the downside is very, very interesting. Is very interesting. We will see how this token does. I mean, I will put in somewhat of a position, but I'm not going to go hard on it as for now. But I mean, even if it's a couple of $100 and it gives me like 100x, that would be still crazy, right? It's possible, not guaranteed. Anyways, guys, for today, that's it. I thank you all for joining. Make sure to smash up the like button one more time. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy this live streams, then come back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow. We will be back on a regular basis now. There will be videos again. There will be live streams with guests and so on. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and tick that little bell so that you get notified when I go live, when I upload a video, whenever something is coming. Now, that said, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and I see you in the next live stream at Crypto Morning.